There comes a time in life when someone keeps returning to your heart, no matter how hard you try to forget them. You avoid their name, their memories, their voice, but somehow Allah keeps placing signs in front of you. You may have whispered late at night, "Ya Allah, if this person is meant for me, why is there so much distance? Why do I feel their presence even when there's no message, no call, no meeting?" Today, I want you to listen carefully, because maybe Allah is showing you something powerful. When Allah decrees a connection, hearts can't resist forever. And when the right time comes, no distance, no silence, no pride, no fear can stop what Allah has written. My beloved brothers and sisters, there are times in life when a certain person enters your heart and refuses to leave. You try to ignore them, you avoid their name, you distract yourself with work, friends, and even new people. But no matter how hard you try, their presence lingers deep inside you. You may ask yourself, why can't I forget them? Why does this person's thought return to me even when there's no message, no call, no meeting? Understand this. It is not always just your feelings. Sometimes it is Allah's plan unfolding in the unseen. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ taught us a beautiful hadith. Indeed, the hearts of all people are between two fingers of the Most Merciful, and He turns them as He wills. Muslim. This means your heart doesn't beat love or long on its own. It is guided and turned by Allah. Sometimes Allah places someone in your heart for a purpose far greater than you realize. It could be to teach you patience, to heal an old wound, to prepare you for the person written in your qadr, or to bring you closer to Him through tests, du'as, and reliance. Allah does not allow every person you meet to settle deep inside your soul. Some people come and go like passing shadows, but there are others. The ones you keep making dua for, even when you try not to. The ones whose name softens your heart during salah. The ones whose memories refuse to fade no matter how much time passes. This is not an accident. Sometimes Allah plants certain people in your heart because they are tied to your growth. Whether they stay in your life or leave later is part of His divine wisdom. Here is a key sign. If Allah places someone in your heart and that presence makes you remember Him more, this is a mercy, not a burden. You make more du'as than before. You pray with more khushu, focus, because you want His guidance. You find yourself becoming a better person, purifying your heart, fixing your habits, and improving your connection with Allah. This is when you know that feeling is not just desire, it is divine guidance. Sometimes Allah places someone in your heart, but delays the connection. Why? Because your heart is being trained. He tests your patience. He teaches you to rely on dua, not desperation. He shows you that true love is not rushed. It's guided by His timing. Allah may allow longing, but He also teaches surrender. If this person is good for me, Ya Allah, bring them closer, and if not, remove them gently from my heart. This surrender softens you, purifies you, and makes you spiritually ready for what He has written. My dear brothers and sisters, when Allah writes someone for you, no distance can erase them, no silence can break them, and no other person can replace them. Allah says in the Quran, "And you do not will except that Allah wills." Quran 76:30. Meaning, no matter what you plan, no matter how much you try to fight it, if Allah has placed that soul in your destiny, your paths will cross at the exact moment He decides. And until that moment comes, He keeps them in your heart to remind you to trust Him. So, my beloved brothers and sisters, when Allah places someone in your heart, don't see it as a punishment. See it as a reminder to pray, a reminder to trust His timing, a reminder that He is the turner of hearts and the one who writes every chapter of your story. Do not chase, do not force, and do not despair. Because when the time is right, Allah will move their heart towards you in ways you never imagined, and you won't have to run after what was already written for you. Have you ever tried everything to move on from someone, yet no matter how far you go, their thought follows you? You distract yourself with work, friends, and new routines, but suddenly, a sound, a place, or even a random dua brings them back to your mind. This restlessness is not always from your heart. Sometimes it's from Allah. When Allah wants two souls to reconnect, He creates an uneasiness inside them. You feel it in unexpected moments. Waking up in the middle of the night with their name on your lips. Seeing random reminders of them everywhere you go. Feeling a strange void even when surrounded by people. This isn't ordinary longing. It's Allah gently turning the heart, just as the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Indeed, the hearts of all people are between two fingers of the Most Merciful, and He turns them as He wills." Muslim. When He decides a soul belongs with another, He creates a subtle pull that no distance, silence, or pride can erase. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ beautifully said, "The souls are like recruited soldiers. Those that recognize one another will unite, and those that do not will differ." Bukhari and Muslim. This means your heart recognizes certain people before your mind even understands why. Sometimes the restlessness you feel isn't about missing a person. It's about your soul remembering something written long before you were born. Two souls destined to meet will always feel this hidden pull, even when they try to resist. Have you noticed how, at times, nothing seems to bring you inner calm? You try to ignore what your heart feels, but you can't focus, can't pray properly, and can't find ease in other relationships. That's a sign. Allah places spiritual discomfort in the heart to guide you back to what He has decreed for you. Sometimes this restlessness isn't punishment, it's protection. He doesn't want you to settle for less than what He has written. So He keeps your heart unsettled until you return to His plan. This is one of the most beautiful signs, my dear brothers and sisters. When Allah plants this uneasiness inside you, it often pushes you closer to Him. You find yourself saying, "Ya Allah, guide my heart. If this person is good for my dunya and akhirah, bring them closer. If not, remove them gently from my heart." This dua transforms longing into tawakkul, trust in Allah. Your heart softens, your iman grows, and your connection with Allah deepens. And that's when you start understanding. This restlessness wasn't to break you, it was to bring you closer to Him. When Allah creates this divine uneasiness, it's not to make you chase someone, but to make you trust Him, because no matter what you do, you cannot control another person's heart. Only Allah can. And when He decides, He turns their heart gently towards you without pressure, without begging, without forcing. Allah says, "And you do not will, except that Allah wills." Quran 76:30. Your job is to work on your heart, strengthen your faith, and trust His timing. If it's written for you, you will not have to fight for it. It will come naturally, at the perfect moment Allah has chosen. At first it's just a thought, then it becomes a memory, then it becomes sleepless nights, where you wonder why this person keeps crossing your mind. This isn't weakness, it's Allah placing subtle signs within you. A dua answered unexpectedly. A dream that feels real. A reminder in the Quran that speaks directly to your heart. All of these are signals that something is unfolding in the unseen. And when Allah sends repeated signs, it means He is preparing both hearts for the moment they align. When Allah places restlessness in your heart, don't ignore it, but also don't let it consume you. Turn it into dua, turn it into sabr, and turn it into tawakkul. If this person is meant for you, Allah will make it easy. He will remove barriers, soften hearts, and bring souls together in ways you never imagined. And if they are not written for you, He will replace the uneasiness with peace and the longing with acceptance. Because when Allah moves the heart, it always finds its way home. Have you ever wondered why certain relationships fail no matter how much effort you put in? why some people suddenly leave, why some plans fall apart, or why every alternative path feels empty. It's painful at first. You feel rejected, forgotten, and abandoned. But in reality, it's Allah protecting you. Sometimes you try your best to build something with someone, but no matter what you do, it doesn't work. Calls are unanswered. Efforts go unnoticed. New people enter your life but never stay. Every alternative feels temporary and shallow. You may feel like you're losing, but you are actually being redirected by Allah. He blocks certain paths not to hurt you, but to protect your heart from what isn't written for you. Allah says, "But perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. And Allah knows, while you know not." Quran 2:216. What feels like rejection is often redirection. When Allah writes someone in your qadr, your heart won't settle with substitutes. You meet new people, but something always feels missing. You try moving on, but there's no real peace. You seek comfort elsewhere, but your soul quietly resists. This isn't weakness. This is Allah protecting your fitrah, the natural purity of your soul, from attaching to the wrong person or path. Until you align with what He has written, no alternative will bring lasting satisfaction. Sometimes we see failure as punishment, but it's actually mercy in disguise. Allah removes people, situations, and distractions from your life before they harm your destiny. Think of it this way. If someone isn't meant for your future, Allah will close that door firmly, no matter how much you try to open it. Because He sees what you cannot see. He knows what would break you, delay you, or pull you away from Him. It's not rejection, it's divine protection. My dear brothers and sisters, when Allah wants to guide two hearts towards each other, He will make every other route unsatisfying. You may try, but other conversations feel empty. Other connections lack depth. Other relationships fail without explanation. This is Allah's way of redirecting your soul. He gently pushes you away from the wrong options and keeps your heart unsettled until you walk towards what He has written for you. Let us remember the story of Prophet Musa, alayhi salam. When his mother placed him in the river, it seemed like loss. But Allah says, "So we restored you to your mother, that her heart might be at ease and not grieve." Quran 20:40. What looked like separation was actually protection. What looked like loss was actually preparation. In the same way, when Allah closes a door for you, He isn't taking something away. He's leading you to something greater. When someone is part of your destiny, you don't need to chase them. Allah will turn their heart back to you at the exact moment He decides. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Know that what has passed you was never meant to reach you, and what has reached you was never meant to miss you." Tirmidhi. This hadith is a source of deep peace. If Allah has written someone for you, they will come. If they are not written for you, Allah will replace them with someone far better for your dunya and akhirah. At times, we confuse Allah's protection with rejection, but the truth is, Allah closes doors to keep you safe. Allah delays blessings to prepare your heart. Allah removes people to make space for better ones. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are being prepared, my dear brothers and sisters. When doors close, when plans fail, when people walk away, don't be sad. Sometimes Allah takes away so He can give you what is greater. If someone is part of your destiny, Allah Himself will guide them back to you. And if they are not, He will heal your heart, remove your longing, and replace it with contentment and peace. Because Allah's plan is always better than your own. Trust Him, even when it hurts. Have you ever experienced this? You're trying so hard to forget someone, to move on, to rebuild your life, and suddenly a memory returns. You hear a random nasheed that reminds you of them. You pass by a place where you once walked together. You read a dua they once sent you. Even a fragrance, a sound, a word, it all pulls you back to that moment. And you ask yourself, why now? Why do these memories keep returning when I'm trying so hard to forget? My dear brothers and sisters, sometimes these are not coincidences. Sometimes they are signs from Allah. Allah controls what the heart remembers and when it remembers it. When He wants to reconnect two souls, He places subtle reminders around them, reminders that trigger longing and soften hearts. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Indeed, the hearts of all people are between two fingers of the most merciful, and He turns them as He wills." Muslim. So when a memory suddenly returns, it's not always from your mind. It's Allah stirring something inside you. Sometimes the signs are so small that we overlook them. A random conversation where someone mentions their name. A dua video that speaks directly to your heart. A Quranic verse that feels like it was meant for you. A dream where you see their face unexpectedly. These aren't just random events, they're Allah's gentle nudges, soft reminders that He is moving things in the unseen. But here's the wisdom, my beloved brothers and sisters. These reminders aren't always signs to chase someone. Sometimes they're tests. A test of patience to see if you will wait for Allah's timing. A test of tawakkul to see if you will trust His plan. A test of purity to see if you will seek connection the halal way. Memories can make you long, but Allah wants you to turn that longing into dua, not desperation. If someone is written in your qadr, memories will always resurface at the perfect time. And here's the miracle, the same thing happens to them. You see reminders of them, and they see reminders of you. You feel pulled towards them, and they feel the same pull. You dream of them, and their heart becomes restless for you too. This is why you don't have to force anything. When Allah writes two souls to meet, He aligns their hearts without either of them having to chase. Allah says, "Indeed, we have created everything according to a precise measure." Quran 54:49. That includes your memories, your longing, your connections. Nothing is random. If a memory keeps returning, it has a purpose, either to guide you towards something Allah has written for you, or to teach you to surrender to His wisdom if it's not meant to be. Over time, something beautiful happens. The same memories that once caused you pain become reminders of Allah's mercy. You realize why certain separations happened. You understand why delays were necessary. You see how Allah used the distance to prepare both hearts. This is when you truly understand Allah doesn't send memories to confuse you. He sends them to guide you. Instead of letting memories drown you in sadness, use them as moments of connection with Allah. Ya Allah, if this person is good for my dunya and akhirah, bring them closer to me in a way that pleases you. And if they are not, replace this longing with your peace and love for you. When you turn your memories into dua, you transform pain into purpose and longing into tawakkul. Sometimes Allah allows memories to return so that your heart remembers what your mind has forgotten, that He is the one in control, that every thought, every sign, every longing is part of His divine wisdom. Do not chase, do not force, and do not despair. If they are written for you, Allah will bring them back, not through desperate effort, but through divine alignment. And if they are not written, He will heal you and replace your longing with something far better. Because when Allah writes a connection, even memories become signs guiding you toward your destiny. Have you ever felt an emptiness inside your heart that nothing else could fill? You wake up in the morning and everything seems normal. You smile, you work, you talk to people, but deep inside there is a quiet ache, a missing piece, a restlessness you cannot explain. This is the spiritual weight of separation, and sometimes it's placed by Allah for a reason. When Allah creates a spiritual bond between two people, distance feels heavy. No matter how far apart they are physically, the hearts remain tied. You can be in different cities, countries, or even continents. You can be blocked, ignored, or left in silence. Yet somehow the connection doesn't fade. Because this isn't just a connection of the dunya, it's a connection of the ruh, soul. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "The souls are like recruited soldiers. Those that recognize one another will unite, and those that do not will differ." Bukhari and Muslim. When Allah causes two souls to recognize each other, distance cannot erase that recognition. It only makes the longing stronger. When two hearts are meant to be together, separation feels like imbalance. You meet new people, but something always feels missing. You keep yourself busy, but your heart keeps drifting back. You try to erase their name, but it echoes silently within you. This restlessness is not weakness. It's a sign that Allah has placed a bond inside your soul that cannot be cut by distance or silence. When He writes a connection, He allows separation only to prepare both hearts for reunion. Sometimes Allah separates two people not to end the connection, but to purify it, to test your patience, to strengthen your dua, to build emotional maturity, to remind you that only He controls hearts. Allah uses distance to break pride, remove unhealthy attachments, and teach both people to depend on Him instead of each other. Because when the time comes to reunite, the love is no longer based on need. It's based on purpose and divine wisdom. When Allah places someone in your qadr, no substitute can replace them. You meet others, but they don't bring the same peace. You distract yourself, but the emptiness remains. You try to suppress your feelings, but the longing only grows stronger. This isn't obsession, it's qadr. It's Allah showing you that what He has written for you cannot be replaced by anything else. He leaves a void so you understand. Peace comes only when your heart aligns with His plan. Allah says, "Indeed, we created everything according to a precise measure." Quran 54:49. This includes your separation, your longing, your tears, your du'as, and the moment of reunion. Nothing is random. Every delay is carefully designed to prepare both souls for what is written. My beloved brothers and sisters, when Allah finally decides that the time has come, reunion feels effortless. Old wounds begin to heal. Hearts soften without explanation. Forgiveness flows naturally. Because when Allah writes two hearts together, He makes the path easy. You won't have to chase, force, or beg. It happens naturally, because He aligned it long before you even knew. The spiritual weight of separation is not meant to break you. It's meant to push you closer to Allah. Instead of drowning in longing, raise your hands and say, "Ya Allah, if this person is good for my dunya and akhirah, bring them closer to me in a way that pleases you. And if they are not written for me, replace this longing with peace and contentment in my heart." This dua turns your pain into purpose, your longing into patience, and your separation into spiritual growth. My dear brothers and sisters, separation hurts, yes, but it's never meaningless. When Allah writes two souls together, distance does not destroy the bond. It only refines it. So do not lose hope. Do not let sadness consume you. Work on your heart, strengthen your faith, and trust the one who controls all hearts. Because when the time comes, Allah will remove every barrier, soften every heart, and bring together what was always meant to be. After everything we've spoken about today, there is one truth you must hold close to your heart. What Allah has written for you will reach you. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to beg for it. You don't need to break yourself trying to control what was never in your control. Allah says in the Quran, "And you do not will, except that Allah wills." Quran 76:30. This means every connection, every memory, every separation, and every reunion is already written in your qadr.